actually finds. Unlucky, the shot does not go into his tracks. Couldn't track him right there, but already put 2 into him. And as you can see, the Batchat is just such a goddamn machine when he's like encircling you.
WoT A.
Hello guys and welcome back to a brand new video. In today's video we'll be taking a look at the
Forgotten Beast,
tier 10 French medium tank, the
Batchat.
And don't go anywhere guys, I have a really insane replay waiting for you. Stay tuned. Guys, welcome back to the World of Tanks A to Z series, where we play every single tier 10 tank from A to Z in an alphabetical order. And we have gotten to the Batchat actually. And now actually I readied up the tank. And you're playing it with Wentz, first steps, and IAU if you want to play it like I do. This basically maxes out the gun's bad stats and also increases the dispersion all the way to 0.29, so that's really good. Run coffee, all the crew skills here that have been selected, and also Wentz directive. Now, as for midfield modifications, you want to take the left one here, the module durability increase, which basically gives you minus 50% to damage ammo penalty and damage engine penalty, and also minus 20% to dispersion of the damaged gun. And the second one here, gonna go for improved sight, which as you can see improves the dispersion pretty well. And the fifth one here, you don't want to take any of these, and you also don't really need any of these. You can take the scouting slot in case you want to play without optics. You can actually play this tank with a lot of setups. You can play this with turbo, you can play this with optics, you can play this with CVS if you want to outspot enemy light tanks, but this is the way I like to play it. You can also play it with HP actually if you think that you are not going to have enough HP, as this tank tends to have only 1800, which is very low in the realm of tier 10. Now, but the reason I'm playing this setup is, as I have mentioned, I want to maximize the gun stats and make sure that I'm going to be hitting all 5 shells or most of my shells from the clip. As you can see that the reload time is going to be quite long now. Coffee and the vent directive here. And on this one, the next field modification, you want to take new aiming gears, which increases your reload time by 1.7 seconds. But trust me, it's worth it, because it also reduces your aiming time, which means that you're going to be able to shoot much faster after stopping. And also, it gives you a minus 15% to the aiming circle size after firing, which is really good for auto loaders, because once again, this helps you track your targets and re-aim after shooting every single shell. As for the last one, I don't want to take any of these. It gives you +2 top speed, but you lose view range, which is already kind of bad because you're not running optics in case you're playing with my setup. If you're playing with optics, you can probably go for this one. But with this setup, we actually have 473 view range, so that's actually pretty okay. Now, as for the armor model, we can't really talk about anything, honestly. You're gonna get some funky bounces here on the upper plate, but everything is paper, and you're not gonna be bouncing any shots, so don't count on that. As for the gun stats, we have basically a very good APCR shell with 1460 velocity, which is very good. 259 pen. That's a really good shell. I think that's all what the Batchat is about. This shell is really good, reliable, very fast. And we also have heat shells, which are really slow, 800 meters per second with 330 velocity, which is good at close ranges and against heavily armored targets at longer ranges. HE ammunition we should not talk about, since you can only carry 30 ammunition per battle, so you're going to be running out mostly in the good battles, but you're going to be running out of those 30 shells actually, because it's all basically just 6 clips now. As for the DPM, 2.5k, it's an auto-loading tank, so you're going to be reloading 37 seconds for a full clip. It has 5 shots, 1950 potential clip damage, and it takes 11 seconds to clip out. It's actually pretty good. You'll be taking probably 2 or 3 shells in from medium tanks and 2 shells from enemy heavy tanks in case you are approaching them and they notice you. As for the dispersion, 0.29, that's fairly good, down from 0.36 with the use of all the field modifications and the equipment. Also 2.2 aiming time, coupled with that kind of intra reload of 2.7, that's really good in my opinion. Dispersion factors are also not that bad with the fully upgraded field mods and the equipment. Now, 105 millimeter caliber and basically 65 top speed, very fast tank, very agile, 31 power to weight ratio, really good terrain resistance as well. 60 degrees of gun depression, which you're not going to be struggling with, but with the 11 degrees of gun elevation you will actually be, so watch out for that. 1800 HP, 4 seconds repair time for the tracks. Actually, that makes it possible that you don't burn your repair kit in case you're tracked, but you can actually wait out this time and you will actually repair quite fast. And the camo values are also really, really good, 36%. So the Batchat is basically like a better AMX13105. If you have watched my video, by the way, I'm gonna put it right here. If you have watched the AMX13105 video, then you know what I was talking about there. Basically, the Batchat is just a better AMX13105. It basically is a something between a light tank with a lot of firepower and a kind of medium tank, but it's kind of like its own class. It could be potentially compared to the Progetto, but yeah, it's kind of like its own class. So guys, now I am about to show you one of the
Most insane.
Batchat replays I've ever seen in my life, and trust me, you're going to enjoy it. So
Keep watching the video.
and this guy has been so lucky. It's like it's insane, but the beauty of these lucky games that once they all get together, you're gonna be able to do so much damage. And well, this is just true for this game. So keep watching, guys. We are playing on Mainz in the Batchat, and the replay is from MX55555, and he's using the same setup as I have recommended. Actually, the only difference is that he's using the normal verse tab instead of the Bond one, I guess. And he also doesn't use any directives because I guess he wants to save some bonds for himself. Now let's see. We're actually playing on Mainz. Enemy lineup has really, really heavy tanks only. We want to use that to the max by driving either to the middle of the hill or towards the 1-2 line to shoot them in the side. Looks like MX wanted to opt for the hill option, but he got blocked by the E50, and it's very, very unlucky actually. I don't really like those guys that do that in the beginning, especially blocking the only fast tank that can really take the hill, especially on the map where the hill is the most important position on the map. See if you can actually get up on the hill. TNH gets spotted, takes a shot already. Oof, oof, oof. Not good, not good. We're down to 483 HP, which basically means it's a one shot already to some tanks that can high roll up to 483, and a one shot to basically 50% of the enemy team at this point. And let's see if we can shoot the Char. No, maybe have connected. That actually connects as well. And this third one actually goes into the 777. They all get spotted down there. Fourth one connects. And wow, what an unlucky shot taken by the 777. And that 777 got really, really lucky there. And actually, we only have 74 HP now, which is very, very bad for a game that's only been going for the past minute and 20 seconds. And now there is going to be a chance to shoot them in the side, and it's actually one of the things that you need to look out for, especially auto-loading things, but especially the Batchat, those side shots that you want to basically get in for and unexpectedly. Now let's see if he's going to be able to do that on the 430U, the 704 and the TNH, and the perfect first shot right there. And probably the 430 turn for us. Yes, he did. He's not going to let him clip him for free, of course, but now he turns back again. And MX is playing this very well, actually. He's looking from the top camera view in case the 430U is aiming at him. But now he goes back and the 704 comes a bit forward. The cap starts, two unit enemy tanks stay on the cap. And that basically means that there will have to be a reset coming in soon. And the 430U actually peaks, but because his viewports are on the middle of the tank and the front of the tank, he doesn't really spot MX here. And now we can just pick up the 704 for free, basically. And the 430U again comes, opts for that aggressive push. And the Type 5 also gets spotted in the middle, and that is really, really good for us because that guy is going to be very, very juicy of a target to pick up here. And there's still nobody from the team actually moving towards the cap, but we do have two side shots coming in on towards the Type 5 heavy. And now we are going to be on a reload. And while reloading, I have actually said this during my 50B replay, while reloading, you will need to think about your next step in an autoloader because you will have limited time to execute and find those perfect angles for your reloading capabilities. And looks like the S-Conk might be our next target, but there also needs to be a reset, and it needs to be happening now because there's only 10 seconds left on the cap. And is he going to be able to do it? The mouse gets spotted right there. And first shot goes in, 27 cap points. Second one bounces. That was a little bit of careless aiming. I think he got scared because the mouse was turning towards him. Actually, those bush lines right there don't really give that much combo, but we still need to reset. And is there going to be a reset here, guys? Let's see. The mouse is probably still aiming. We can reset him again. Once there. Beautiful last minute reset, but there's not going to be enough. Actually, it's enough because the WZ enters the cap from our team, and that blocks the enemy team from capping, so that's perfect. Basically, MX saves his team right here from the brink of defeat. And now we are basically loading another clip after clipping out the mouse for 4 shots, which is really nice actually. Putting him above 4.3k damage after 4 minutes now. Let's see if the heat clip is going to do wonders on the Type 5 Heavy. And looks like the enemy base is kind of getting pushed by our mouse and the WZ. And what is MX's next move going to be now? He could go for the A phase and full clip him in the back. But first of all, we have to remove this mouse because he's going to be spotting us all the time. And this time he spots us again. And beautiful cupola shot to execute the mouse tank. Now the phase is not really looking towards us. There's an opportunity for a 2-shot endeavor into his back. And let's see. MX should do it. He actually puts in the first one. And the second one too. Beautiful 832 from those 2 shells. Very nicely done. 6.2 thousand damage, ladies and gentlemen. And another thing about the Batchat is that this tank is very, very weak in the current meta, I feel like. Because it's very, very situational. The meta right now is all about that hold-on-y, heavy tanky, gun depression-y, alpha-y kind of thing. And the Batchat doesn't not really excel at any of that. Also, it's very, very hard to flank with the Batchat on city maps and maps where there's basically one corner that you can walk into and play your hold-on meta. And that's why, guys, I have to put this in right here. The Batchat is very, very hard to play in the current meta, and I don't really recommend anyone to get this tank. It's a fun tank, and on maps like this, you can actually have lots of fun, but it's not going to be that kind of a frequent scenario like, for example, you would have a good game with the Super Conqueror or the Crown Wagon. Now the 140 actually gets spotted here. We missed the first one, unlucky RNG right there. And he actually does not spot us. That 140 must have a horrible crew. Puts one into him. And puts the second one into him. Can we put the third one? No, he goes safe. And now the enemy team is 8-8. 9-8 against MX's team. But the Type 5 is on the other side, and so is the phase and the 777. And the STRV is probably going to be camping somewhere on the K line, in the back lines. And the cap starts again. Looks like the mouse and the WZ got finished. And another thing about the Batchat is, guys, that the gun is really not that bad once you have all those kind of field modifications and all that kind of extra equipment on it. As you can see, the gun, I have played it myself the last couple of days, and it's actually pretty okay. So the gun is not going to be that much of an issue. The issue is the lack of armor and the lack of HP. Now you can put an HP booster on the tank and have 2k HP, but I'm not sure if that's even worth it, honestly, on this tank, because you need to max out the gun stats. Now the STRV actually finds, unlucky, the shot does not go into his tracks, couldn't track him right there, but already put 2 into him. And as you can see, the Batchat is just such a goddamn machine when he's like encircling you, and you can just double track people, and you can just completely and fully unleash that 5-shell salvo into the enemy's back and side. And the 140 actually blinds us there, and he does not kill. Also, if you carefully looked in the beginning of the game, the alpha damages, well, were quite high from the 430U and the S-Conk, but the TNH did low roll, almost below 100, and the 777 also low rolled, so he might have even been dead. I'm not sure, guys. Do the calculations, and let's see if he's going to shoot that. Actually, I would not shoot that shot. I would just wait for my teammates to go, but he actually does blind that. Probably was a much better angle than we see in the replay, because sometimes it can be a bit scuffed. And well, guys, we are at 9k damage, and that's really nice. Actually, probably gonna have some blind shots, as we have seen. So now with our last shot, also one thing about the Batchat is that it only has 30 ammo capacity, which is not that great. You're going to be running out of shells on these really good games, so watch out for that. And can he find the last shot? He actually does. Sets him on fire. 505. Beautiful replay. 10,000 damage, guys. 10,000 damage with the Batchat, and he was a one-shot after the first minute. Insane. Beautiful replay. Thank you so much, MX, for submitting this to WoTreplays.com. By the way, guys, at 5,000 subs on YouTube, I am going to be doing an STB1 special. An STB1 special where I will be playing the STB1 and marking it without the use of premium ammunition on my Twitch at twitch.tv/kajzoo. So guys, please subscribe, like the video if you enjoyed it. Thank you so much for watching the video. Hope you guys enjoyed it. If you liked it, please like it. Please tell me in the comments what do you think about the Batchat. Does it fit the meta? Does it not fit the meta? And if it doesn't fit the meta, how would you rebalance it? How would you change it? If it can be changed at all. Thank you so much for watching, guys, and I'll see you soon.